Issachar, the sons of Issachar, Tola, Pua, Jashub, and Shimron, four in all. The sons of Tola, Uzi, Rephiah, Jeriel, Jemai, Ibsam, and Samuel, the heads of their families during the reign of David. The descendants of Tola listed fighting men in their genealogy number 22,600. The son of Uzi, Izariah, the son of Izariah, Michael, Obadiah, Joel, and Ishiah. All five of them were chiefs according to their family genealogy. They had 36 men ready for battle, for they had many wives and children. The relatives who were fighting men belonging to all the clans of Issachar listed in their genealogy were 87,000 in all. Benjamin, the sons of Benjamin, Bela, Becher, and Jediel. The sons of Bela, Esbon, Uzi, Uziel, Jeremoth, and Eri, the heads of families, five in all. Their genealogical record listed 22,034 fighting men. The sons of Becher, Zemira, Joash, Eliezer, and Elinoai, Omri, and Jeremoth, Abijah, Anathoth, and Elimeth. All these were the sons of Becher. Their genealogical record listed the heads of families and 20,200 fighting men. The sons of Judeo, Belan. The sons of Belan, Jeush, Benjamin, Ehudud, Ken, Kenanan, Zethan, Tashish, and Abishahar. All these were the sons of Judeo, were heads of families. There were 17,200 fighting men ready to go out to war. The Shuphites and the Hittites were the descendants of Ir, and the Hishites and the descendants of Ahir. Naphtali, the sons of Naphtali, Jaziel, Guni, Jezer, and Shalem, the descendants of Bilah. Manasseh, the descendants of Manasseh. Asherah was his descendant through his Aramean concubine. She gave birth to Machir, father of Gilead. Machir took a wife from among the Huppites and Shephites. His sister's name was Makah. Another descendant was named Zelophehad, who had only daughters. Machir's wife gave birth to a son and named him Peresh. His brother was named Sheresh, and his sons were Ulam and Rakim. The sons of Ulam, Bedan. These were the sons of Gilead, sons of Machir, the son of Manasseh. His sister Hamoleketh gave birth to Ishad, Abizer, and Mahala. The sons of Shemitah were Ahian, Shechem, Liki, and Aniam. Ephraim, the descendants of Ephraim, Shethelah, Berid his son, Tahath his son, and Elidah his son. Tahath his son, Zabad his son, and Shalithah his son. Ezer and Elid were killed by the native-born men of Gath when they went down to seize their livestock. Their father Ephraim mourned for many days, and his relatives came to comfort him. He Then he made love to his wife again, and she became pregnant and gave birth to a son. He named him Beriah because he had been misfortune in his family. Because there had been misfortune in his family, his daughter was Sherah, who built Lower and Upper Beth Horon, as well as Uzin, Shirah. Rephah was his son, Reshib his son, Telah his son, Tahan his son, Ladan his son, Amihud his son, Elishama his son, Nun his son, and Joshua his son. Their lands and settlements included Bethel and its surrounding villages, Naran to the east, Gezer and its villages to the west, Shechem and its villages all the way to the Ayah and its villages, along with the borders of Manasseh, were Beth Shem, Tanach, and Megiddo, and Dor together with their villages. The descendants of Joseph, son of Israel, lived in these towns. Asher, the sons of Asher, Ibnah, Ishva, Ishvi, and Beriah. Their sister was Sirah. The sons of Beriah, Heber, Machil, who was the father of Brizath. Heber was the father of Japlet, Shomer, and Jotham, their sister Shua. The sons of Japlet, Pesach, Bimhal, Ashvath. These were Japlet's sons. The sons of Shomer, Ahi, Rogai, Habua, and Aram. The sons of his brother Halam, Zopaha, Imnah, Shalesh, and Amal. The sons of Zopah, Sua, Har- Harniper, Shual, Beri, Imrah, Bezer, Hod, and Shama, Sheshah, Ithron, and Bera, the sons of Jether, Jepuneth, Pisah, and Ara, the sons of Ula, Arah, Hanel, and Rizah. All these were descendants of Asher, heads of families, choice men, brave warriors, and outstanding leaders. The number of men ready for battle, as listed in their genealogy, was 26,000. The genealogy of Saul the Benjamite. Benjamin was the father of Bela, his firstborn, Ashbel, the second son, Aharad the third, Nohad the fourth, and Rapha the fifth. The sons of Bela were Adar, Gera, Abihud, Abishua, Naaman, Ahoa, Gera, Shepupan, and Haram. These were the descendants of Yehu, who were heads of families of those living in Geba and were deported to Manahath. Nama, Ahijah, and Gera. Nama, Ahijah, and Gera, who deported them, and who was the father of Uzzah and Ahihud. The sons were born to Shaharaim in Moab after he had divorced his wife Husham and Bara. His wife Hodesh, he had by his wife Hodesh he had Jabab, Zabiah, Mesha, Malcham, Jehuz, Sakiah, and Mirmah. These were his sons, heads of families. By Husham he had Abitub and Elpah. The sons of Elpah, Eber, Mesham, Shemed, who built Ono and the Lord, and Lod with its surrounding villages, and Beria and Shema, who were heads of families of those living in Ahijalam, and who drove out the inhabitants of Gath, Ahio, Shashak, Jeremoth, Zebediah, Arad, Eder, Michael, Ishpa, and Joah. These were the sons of Beria. Zebediah, Meshulam, Hiski, Heber, Ishmerai, Isla, and Joab were the sons of Epah. Jakim, Zikiri, Zabidi, Elena, Zilathai, Elil, Adia, Beriah, and Shemrath were the sons of Shemi. Ishpan, Eber, Elil, and Abdon, Zikri, Hanan, and Hananiah, Elam, and Adonijah, and Apedia, and Peniel were the sons of Shishak. Shemshiri, Shehariah, and Athaliah, Jarishia, and Elijah, and Zachari were the sons of Jeroham. All these were the heads of families, chiefs listed in their genealogy, and they lived in Jerusalem. Jael, the father of Gibeon, he lived in Gibeon. His wife's name was Makkah, and his firstborn son, Abdon, followed by Zer, Kish, Baal, Ner, Nadab, Gedor, Ahio, Zakir, and Mikloth, who was the father of Shemiah. They two lived near their relatives in Jerusalem. Ner was the father of Kish, Kish the father of Saul, Saul the father of Jonathan, Malchishua, Abidab, and Eshbal, the son of Jonathan, Merib-Baal, who was the father of Micah, the son of Micah, Python, Melech, Terah, and Ahaz. Ahaz was the father of Jehoiada. Jehoiada. Jehoiada was the father of Elimeth, Asmaeth, and Zimri. And Zimri was the father of Mosa. Mosa was the father of Beniah. Rapai was his son. Eliash his son, and Azel his son. Azel had 6 sons, and these were his names: Azirikam, Bokiru, Ishmael, Sharia, Obadiah, and Hanan. All these were the sons of Azel, the sons of his brother Ishak, Elam his firstborn, Jeush the second son, and Eliphet the third. The sons of Elam were brave warriors who could handle the bow. They had many sons and grandsons, 150 in all. All these were the descendants of Benjamin. All Israel listed in their genealogy, recorded in the book of Kings of Israel and Judah. They were taken captive to Babylon because of their unfaithfulness. The people in Jerusalem, now the first to resettle on their own property and their towns, were some Israelites, priests, Levites, and temple servants. Those from Judah, from Benjamin, and from Ephraim, and Manasseh, who lived in Jerusalem, were Uthai, son of Amihud, son of Ami, the son of Imri, the son of Bani, a descendant of Perez, son of Judah, of the Shilonites, Isaiah, the firstborn, and his sons, of the Zerahites, Jeuel. The people from Judah numbered 690. Of the Benjamites, Salu, son of Meshullam, the son of Hodaviah, the son of Hasenua, Ibniah, the son of Jeraham, Elah, son of Uzi, the son of Mikri, and Meshullam, son of Sheptiah, the son of Reuel, the son of Ibnijah. The people from Benjamin listed in their genealogy numbered 956. All these men were heads of their families. Of the priests, Jediah, Jehoiarib, Jachin, Azariah, son of Hilkiah, the son of Meshullam, the son of Zadok, the son of Marioth, the son of Ahitub, the official in charge of the house of God, Adad, the son of Jeraham, the son of Pashur, the son of Malchijah, and Masai, the son of Adil, the son of Jazariah, the son of Meshullam, the son of Meshelemith, the son of Immer. The priests who were heads of families numbered 1,760. They were able men responsible for ministering in the house of God. Of the Levites, Shemaiah of Hashub, the son of Azrikam, the son of Hashabiah, a Mirite, Bakar, Haresh, Galah, and Mataniah, son of Micah, the son of Zikri, the son of Asaph, Obadiah, the son of Shemaiah, the son of Galal, the son of Jeduthun, and Berika, the son of Asa, the son of Elkanah, who lived in the villages of the Nepathites, the gatekeepers, Shalom, Akub, Taman, Ahiman, and their fellow Levites, Shalom, their chief, being stationed at the king's gate on the east up to the present time. These were the gatekeepers belonging to the camp of the Levites. Shalom, son of Kor, son of Ebasab, the son of Korah, and his fellow gatekeepers from his family, the Korahites, were responsible for guarding the thresholds of the tent, just as their ancestors had been responsible for guarding the entrance to the dwelling of the Lord. In earlier times, Phinehas, son of Eleazar, was the official in charge of the gatekeepers, and the Lord was with him. Zechariah, son of Meshelemiah, was the gatekeeper at the entrance to the tent of meeting. Altogether, those chosen to be gatekeepers at the threshold numbered 212. They were registered by their genealogy in their villages. The gatekeepers had been assigned their positions of trust by David and Samuel the seer, and they and their descendants were in charge of guarding the gates of the house of the Lord, the house called the tent of meeting. The gatekeepers were on four sides, east, west, north, and south. Their fellow Levites in their villages had to come from time to time and share their duties for 7-day periods, but the four principal gatekeepers who were Levites were entrusted with the responsibility for the rooms and treasuries in the house of God. They would spend nights stationed around the house of God because they had to guard it, and they had charge of the key, opening it each morning. Some of them were in charge of the articles used in the temple service. They counted them when they were brought in and when they were taken out. Others were assigned to take care of the furnishings and all the other articles of the sanctuary, as well as the special flour and wine and olive oil, incense and spices. But some of the priests took care of the mixing spices. A Levite named Matithia, the firstborn of Shalom, a Korahite, was entrusted with the responsibility for baking the offering bread. Some of the Kohahites, their fellow Levites, were in charge of preparing for every Sabbath the bread set out on the table. Those who were musicians of the Levite families stayed in the rooms of the temple and were exempt from other duties because they were responsible for the work day and night. All these were the head of the Levite families, chiefs listed as in their genealogy, and they lived in Jerusalem. The genealogy of Saul: Jehiel, the father of Gibeon, lived in Gibeon. His father's name was Makkah. His firstborn son was Abdon, followed by Zer, Kish, Baal, Ner, Nadab, Gedor, Ahiu, Zechariah, and Mikloth. Mikloth was the father of Shemim. They too lived near their relatives in Jerusalem. Ner was the father of Kish, Kish the father of Saul, and Saul the father of Jonathan, Malchishua, and Abinab, and Eshbal, the son of Jonathan, Merib-Baal, who was the father of Micah, the sons of Micah, Parthon, Melech, and Tethera, and Ahaz. Ahaz was the father of Jada was the father of Elameth, Asmaeth, and Zimri. Zimri was the father of Mosa. Mosa was the father of Benia. Rephia was his son. Elisa his son, and Azil his son. Azil had 6 sons, and these were his names: Azrikam, Bakiru, Ishmael, Shariah, Obadiah, and Haman. These were the sons of Azil. Saul takes his life. Now the Philistines fought against Israel. The Israelites fled before them, and many fell dead on Mount Gilboa. The Philistines were in hot pursuit of Saul and his sons, and they killed his sons Jonathan, Abidab, and Malchishua. The fighting grew fierce around Saul, and when the archers overtook him, they wounded him. Saul said to his armor bearer, draw your sword and run me through, or these uncircumcised fellows will come and abuse me." But his armor bearer was terrified, and he would not do it. Saul took his own sword and fell on it. When the armor bearer saw that Saul was dead, he too fell on his sword and died. So Saul and his 3 sons died, and all his house died together. When all the Israelites in the valley saw that the army had fled, and that Saul and his sons had died, they abandoned their towns and fled, and the Philistines came and occupied them. The next day, when the Philistines came to strip the dead, they found Saul and his sons fallen on Mount Gilboa. They stripped him and took his head and his armor. They sent messengers throughout the land of the Philistines to proclaim the news among their idols and their people. They put his armor in the temple of their gods and hung up his head in the temple of Dagon. When all the inhabitants of Jabesh Gilead heard what the Philistines had done to Saul, all their valiant men went and took the bodies of Saul and his sons and brought them to Jabesh. Then they buried their bones under the great tree in Jabesh, and they fasted 7 days. Saul died because he was unfaithful to the Lord. He did not keep the word of the Lord, and even consulted a medium for guidance, and did not inquire of the Lord. So the Lord put him to death and turned the kingdom over to David, son of Jesse. David becomes king over Israel. All Israel came together to David at Hebron and said, "We're your own flesh and blood. In the past, even while Saul was king, you were the one who led Israel on their military campaigns. And the Lord your God said to you, 'You will shepherd my people Israel, and you will become their ruler.'" When all the elders of Israel had come to King David at Hebron, he made a covenant with them at Hebron before the Lord, and they anointed David king over Israel as the Lord promised through Samuel. David conquers Jerusalem. David and all the Israelites marched to Jerusalem, that is Jebus. The Jebusites who lived there said to David, "You will not get in here." Nevertheless, David captured the fortress of Zion, which is the city of David. David had said, "Whoever leads the attack on the Jebusites will be commander in chief." Joab, son of Zeruiah, went up first, and so he received the command. David then took up residence in the fortress, and so it was called the city of David. He built up the city around it from the terraces to the surrounding wall, while Joab restored the rest of the city. And David became more and more powerful because the Lord Almighty was with him. David's mighty warriors. These were the chiefs of David's mighty warriors. Together they together with all Israel gave kingship and strong support to extend it over the whole land as the Lord had promised. This is the list of David's mighty warriors. Jeshobeam Hakamite was the chief of the officers. He raised a spear against 300 men who he killed in one encounter. Next to him was Eleazar, son of Dadai, the Ahithite, one of 3 mighty warriors. He was with David at Pas Danim when the Philistines gathered there for battle. At a place where there was filled At a place where there was a field full of barley, troops fled from the Philistines, but they took their stand in the middle of the field. They defended it and struck the Philistines down, and the Lord brought about a great victory. 3 of the 30 chiefs came down to David to the rock cave of Adullam, while a band of the Philistines was encamped in the valley of Rephaim. At the time, David was in the stronghold, and the Philistine garrison was at Bethlehem. David longed for water and said, "Oh, that someone would get me a drink of water from the well near the gate of Bethlehem." So 3 broke through the Philistine lines, drew water from the well near the gate of Bethlehem, and carried it back to David. But he refused to drink it. Instead, he poured it out to the Lord. "God forbid that I should do this." He said, "Should I drink the blood of these men who are at risk of their lives?" Because they risked their lives to bring it back, David would not drink it. Such were the exploits of the 3 mighty warriors. Abishai, the brother of Joab, was the chief of 3. He raised a spear against 300 men whom he killed. So he became as famous as the 3. He was doubly honored above the 3 and became their commander, even though he was not included among them. Benaiah, son of Jehoiada, a valiant fighter from Kabzeel, performed great exploits. He struck down Moab's 2 mightiest warriors. He also went down into a pit on a snowy day and killed a lion. He struck down an Egyptian who who was 5 cubits tall. Although the Egyptian had a spear like a weaver's rod in his hand, Benaiah went against him with a club. He snatched his spear from the Egyptian's hand and killed him with his own spear. Such were the exploits of Benaiah, son of Jehoiada. He too was famous as the 3 mighty warriors. He was held in greater honor than any of the 30, but he was not included among the three, and David put him in charge of his bodyguard. The mighty warriors were Ashael, brother of Joab, Elhanan, son of Dodo from Bethlehem, Shemoth the Harite, Helez the Pelonite, Irah of Ikesh from Tekoa, Abizer from Anoth, Sebekah the Hushathite, Eli the Ahathite, Merari the Nethophite, Heled the son of Benan the Nephathite, Ittai the son of Ribai from Gibeah and Benjamin, Benaiah the Pirathite, Hirai from the ravines of Gash, Abil the Arbathite, as Maveth the Beermite, Eli Haba the Shabanite, the sons of Hesham the Gizonite, Jethan the sons of Shagib the Harite, Ahim the son of Shakar the Harite, Epah the son of Ur, Heper the Mechrathite, Ahijah the Pelonite, Hezro the Carmelite, Nerai the son of Esbai, Joel the brother of Nathan, Mibhar the son of Hagri, Zelek the Ammonite, Nahari the Berathite, the armor bearer of Joab son of Zuriah, Ira the Itharite, Gareb the Itharite, Uriah the Hittite, Zadab the son of Ahalai, Adina the son of Shiza the Reubonite, who was chief of the Reubenites, 30 and the 30 with him, Hanan son of Makkah, Josaphat the Mithanite, Uzziah the Ashtarite, Shema and Jeiel the sons of Hotham the Ararite, Jediel son of Shimri, his brother Joah the Tizite, Elil the Mahavite, Jeribai and Josephiah the sons of Elnam and Ithmar the Moabite, Elil Obed and Jesiel the Mezabite. Warriors joined David. These were the men who came to David at Ziklag. While he was banished from the presence of Saul, son of Kish, they were among the warriors who helped him in battle. They were armed with bows and were able to shoot arrows or sling stones. Right-handed or left-handed, they were relatives of Saul from the tribe of Benjamin, Ahiezer their chief, and Joash the sons of Shema the Gibbethite, Jeziel and Pelet his sons of Ismaveth, Baraka, Jehu, and Anathothite, and Ishmael the Gibeonite, a mighty warrior among the 30, who was a leader of the 30, Jeremiah, Jehaziel, Johanan, Jozabad the Gerdathite, Eluzia, Jeremoth, Beliah, Shemariah, and Shephatiah the Harphonite, Elkanah and Ishai, Ezrael and Jazir and Jeshabim the Korathite, and Joliah and Zebediah the sons of Jeroham from Gedor. Some of the Gadites defected to David at his stronghold in the wilderness. They were brave warriors ready for battle and able to handle the shield and spear. Their faces were faces of lions, and they were swift as gazelles in the mountains. Ezer was their chief, Obadiah the second in command, Eliab the third, Mishmanah the fourth, Jeremiah the fifth, and Attai the sixth, Elil the seventh, Johan the eighth, and Elzabad the ninth, Jeremiah the 10th, and Machbani the 11th. These Gadites were army commanders. The least was a match for 100, and the greatest for 1,000. It was they who crossed the Jordan in the first month when it was overflowing with all its banks, and they put to fight everyone living in the valleys to the east and to the west. Other Benjamites and some men from Judah also came to David in his stronghold. David went out to meet them and said to them, "If you have come to me in peace, to help me, I am ready for you to join me. But if you have come to betray me to my enemies when my hands are free from violence, may the God our ancestors see it and judge you." Then the spirit of Amasai, the chief of the 30, then the spirit came on Amasai, chief of the 30, and he said, "We are yours, David. We are with you, son of Jesse. Success, success to you. Success to those who help you, for your God will help you." So David revived them and made them leaders of his raiding bands. Some of the tribe of Manasseh defected to David when he went with the Philistines to fight against Saul. He and his men did not help the Philistines another because after consultation the rulers sent him away. They said it will cost us our heads if he deserts to his master Saul. When David went to Ziklag, these were the men of Manasseh who defected him: Adnah, Jozabad, Jediel, Michael, Josaphat, Elihu, and Zilethai, the leaders of units of 1,000 in Manasseh. They helped David against the raiding bands, for all of them were brave warriors, and they were commanders in his army. Day after day, men came to help David until he had a great army like the army of God. Others joined David at Hebron. These are the numbers of the men armed for battle who came to David at Hebron to turn Saul's kingdom over to him, as the Lord had said. From Judah, carrying the shield and spear, 6,800 armed for battle. From Simeon, warriors ready for battle, 7,100. From Levi, 4,600, including Jehoiada, leader of the family of Aaron, with 3,700 men. Zadok, a brave young warrior with 22 officers from his family. From Benjamin, Saul's tribe, 3,000, most of whom had remained loyal to Saul's house until then. From Ephraim, brave warriors famous in their own clans, 20,800. From the half tribe of Manasseh, designated by name to come and make David king, 18,000. From Issachar, the men who understood the times and knew what Israel should do, 200 chiefs with all their relatives under their command. From Zebulun, experienced soldiers prepared for battle with every type of weapon to help David with undivided loyalty, 50,000. From Naphtali, 1,000 officers together with 37,000 men carrying shields and spears. From Dan, ready for battle, 28,600. From Asher, experienced soldiers prepared for battle, 40,000. And from the east of the Jordan, from Reuben, Gad, and the half tribe of Manasseh, armed with every type of weapon, 120,000. All these were fighting men who volunteered to serve in the ranks. They came to Hebron fully determined to make David king over all Israel. All the rest of the Israelites were also of one mind to make David king. The men spent 3 days there with David, eating and drinking, for their families had supplied provisions for them. Also, their neighbors from as far away as Issachar, Zebulun, and Naphtali came and brought food on donkeys, camels, mules, and oxen. There were plentiful supplies of flour, figs, cakes, raisin cakes, wine, olive oil, cattle, and sheep, for there was joy in Israel. Bringing back the ark. David conferred with each of his officers, the commander of thousands and the commander of hundreds. He said to the whole assembly of Israel, "If it seems good to you, and if it is the will of Lord our God, let us send word far and wide to the rest of our people throughout the territories of Israel, and also the priests and Levites who are with them in their towns and pasture lands, to come and join us. Let us bring the ark of our God back to us, for we did not inquire of it during the reign of Saul." The whole assembly agreed to do this because it seemed right to all the people. So David assembled all Israel from the Shihor River in Egypt to Lebal Hamath to bring the ark of God to Kiriath Jearim. David and all Israel went to Bala of Judah, Kiriath Jearim, to bring up from there the ark of the God of the Lord, who is enthroned between the cherubim. The ark is called by the name. They moved the ark of God from Abinadab's house on a new cart with Uzzah and Ahio guiding it. David and all the Israelites were celebrating with all their might before God, with songs and harps, lyres, timbrels, cymbals, and trumpets. When they came to the threshing floor of Kedon, Uzzah reached out his hand to steady the ark. Because the oxen had stumbled, the Lord's anger burned against Uzzah, and he struck him down because he had put his hand on the ark, so he died there before God. Then David was angry because the Lord's wrath had broken out against Uzzah, and to this day that place is called Perez Uzzah. David was afraid of God that day and asked, How can I ever bring the ark of God to me?" He did not take the ark to be with him in the city of David. Instead, he took it to the house of Obed Edom the Gittite. The ark of God remained with his family of Obed Edom in his house for 3 months, and the Lord blessed his household and everything he had.